Good day, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Mr. Where Sports. This is where we give you sports rendezvous and sports predictions and in-depth analysis. I go by the name Mr. Where Sports, and with me, as always, is my wonderful
Brown
co-host.
Yeah, welcome to this
Brown. Yesterday we actually talked about the first match between Mexico and South Africa, and the match actually ended 2-0 in favor of Mexico, and surprisingly, 3 records in that encounter yesterday. Let's quickly talk about the last match of yesterday.
Well, those are the things you say about football. You know, it's unpredictable. So who would have thought that 3 red cards would be issued yesterday?
Just for the first
when
match.
The last World Cup, that's the 2022 World Cup, the whole tournament, 4 red cards were issued. So, and this one around, we have 3 red cards in the very first match. So
just 90 minutes.
I'm afraid I don't hope that will be the tone for the entire tournament. But as predicted, we said it was going to be tough. Even with those 2 red cards, South Africa still put up a fight.
They played well.
They played well despite the red cards. And if the 2 teams were actually on the same number on the pitch, I think our prediction of 2-1 might have actually come true.
All right. Now let's quickly go to the matches slated for today. Early hours of tomorrow by 2 a.m. It's gonna be US versus Paraguay. Before that, tonight we're gonna have a match coming up between Canada and
Bosnia.
Herzegovina. So I want us to actually talk about Canada and Bosnia match coming up later today. What do you think? To me, I think Canada have an edge over Bosnia. What do you think?
Well, home advantage always counts in football. You cannot, you can't take that away, definitely. But when you look at the current form book, I think Bosnia are having it better in terms of the last 5-6 matches that
played.
The 2 teams have played against various opponents that they have met. But you cannot take away the home advantage
for Canada.
Yes, and then you also have to put some things into consideration. Canada are yet to win a match
in the World Cup, and this is just their third appearance.
Bosnia, they've won 1. In fact, I would say this is one of those poor man's game. Sorry to say that if you are a Canadian or a Bosnian, you are watching us, it's a poor man's game. You look at the world ranking of the 2 teams and you know that it's going to be a kind of an average match. Coupled with the fact that the face of the Canadian team, that's Alphonso Davies, is going to be missing.
Yeah, that's Bayern Munich player.
Yeah, through
injury.
Hamstring injury. So it's just going to be a game where even before the game, we've had these jeopardies, and I think it might just end in a draw.
All right.
My intuition is telling me that this game is actually primed to end in a score draw. Yeah, both teams are going to score.
But to me, I'll predict a slim victory for Canada.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to another match. It's going to be played in the early hours of tomorrow, and that is between US, one of the co-host nation for this year 2026 World Cup. It's going to come up. They're going to come up against Paraguay, and USA. If you look at the entire squad, they have a very decent squad. Christian Pulisic is in his best form of his life at the moment. Also Balogun, their top striker, and they have some couple of players Adam Tadelice where these are the players that can as well do some wonders on the pitch for USA against Paraguay.
Yes, of course. They have Anthony Robinson, which he at a point in the Premier League last season, he was probably one of the best
players for Fulham.
Yes, for Fulham. So they have him in their team. And when you look at Paraguay against USA, I think they've met a total of 7 times. USA have the edge.
Yeah, they have the edge.
5 victories against 2 for the Paraguayans. And we look at the recent form too. the fact that USA are co-hosting, that one is there.
Yeah.
Then again, the form factor.
Yeah.
In their last 6 matches, the US, they've lost to Portugal, they've lost to Germany. The other matches, they've come up good. And when you look at Paraguay on the other hand, they've been losing to some some teams that you expect them to actually beat. So I think on the basis of form, Paraguay are not at the races right now. And I think the USA will win. It might even be comfortable for them. It might end up being a comfortable
victory for USA.
United States.
All right, and also stitch for tomorrow's match is going to be Qatar against Switzerland. Qatar against Switzerland. To me, I see Switzerland have a sweet victory in that encounter.
Yeah, we might have our first bashing. You know? we might have our first many goals victory in this tournament.
Yeah.
Because when you look at Qatar, form-wise, they are not at the races.
Yep.
I think they lost to teams like Palestine in friendly encounters of recent. And if you know Palestine, losing to Palestine and then playing at the World Cup.
A country that is not a football nation.
Yes. And Switzerland, I think Switzerland there was a time, I think since Sepp Blatter, one thing Sepp Blatter did with the Swiss is that he helped upgrade their football team. Yes, as a FIFA president, it shows, because when he was there, he did wonders and the team came up. So we might be having a scoreline like 3-4-0 in favor of Switzerland.
All right, and lastly, for tomorrow, it's going to be a match that everyone we are anticipating to watch. It's going to be one of our African countries representing us at the global stage, Morocco against football nation Brazil. We all know the Summer Boys to be playing this tiki-taka pattern of football, and also, you know, Morocco also, they have a flexibility in their squad. Honestly, the match tomorrow, I can't predict the likely goal scoreline, but I know it's going to be a very interesting match to watch.
Yes, very well. Morocco, you know, they have this, ever since I've started watching them, they have this European style of play. You know, honestly, not African teams. You look at Egypt, you look at Morocco, you look at Tunisia, Algeria, the way they play are reminiscent of how the Spanish teams, great Spanish
European
team of old,
like
used to. And coupled with the fact that right now Morocco are having probably the longest unbeaten
run in Africa football in 29 matches.
I might say even world football, because I think the only rival could be Argentina, and I think they have a longer run than Argentina at the moment. They last lost
2025 against Kenya, 1-0. So they lost,
and since then, and they've been playing very strong teams. You know, it's different when you play against a lower sides, and then you just ramp up the victories, and then you say you are a good side. But this is a side they've played very good oppositions, and yet they stood their ground and didn't lose. So, and Brazil will always be Brazil anyway. You know, when it comes to football, you just have to tough your heart for the Brazilian boys. Honestly, they always come with the goods. So it's going to be tough for Morocco. No matter who you are playing Brazil, you're going to have it tough. But the form in which the Moroccans are right now, I think they and the Brazilians will give us a very good game.
Now, Lee, I still wanted to actually predict the likely goal scoreline, because can the Carlo Ancelotti side give the victory against the Moroccans? Just predict the scoreline. Can you?
Well, I would like to sit on the fence in this one.
Okay.
I would like to, be neutral. I'll go for a draw.
A draw.
Yes.
To me also, I'm pitching my times behind you. I think a draw we do in this encounter. All right, this is just a wrap on today's edition of Mr. Ayowa Sports. More will still come in our subsequent edition. Have a good day.